Dear students, are you ready for the basic science class? Let's start the class by remembering the points that we have studied earlier. Okay, come on, let's together. All the living beings are made up of cells. Plant cell and animal cell have certain common features such as nucleus, cytoplasm, and cell membrane. The plant cell and animal cell differ in some points. Plant cell have a rigid cell wall which is absent in animal cell. Plant cell has a prominent vacuole which is very small or absent in animal cell. The living beings can be classified into two according to the number of cells they have. Unicellular organisms, that are organisms made up of single cell. Examples are amoeba, euglena, paramecium, bacteria, yeast, etc. Multicellular organisms that are made up of more than one cell. Examples are trees and large animals. Okay, these are the points that we have studied earlier. Okay, now look at the chart. The living beings can be classified into two: unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms, and examples for each is shown in this chart. Now let us draw this chart to our notebook. Okay, first activity. Activity number 1, draw the chart showing the classification of living beings on the basis of number of cells. We have studied that living beings are made up of cells. Look at the picture. The picture shows a mother and a daughter. Isn't it? Is there any difference between them? What will happen when we grow older? Is the cells elongate to make us long? Is the cells also grow with us? Otherwise, how the growth of living beings takes place? Do you know about what will happen to our cells when we grow? Let's think about it. This picture shows a big building. How it is made? It is made by bricks. The next picture shows a small building. How is it made? It is also made up of bricks. How it is possible? The big building uses more number of bricks than that of small building. The big building uses more number of bricks, whereas small building uses less number of bricks. Isn't it? Bricks doesn't change in any size. The bricks used in both the buildings are alike. Isn't it? The number of bricks makes this difference in size. Just the same way, a matured woman and a small kid have different number of cells. Their cells are alike, but the number is different. Here comes our next activity, activity number 2. The size of the cell determines the size of an organism. Is it true or false? Why? The second one, the cells of a dog is much larger than that of a puppy. Correct the statement with reason. Look at the picture. The picture shows the different internal organs of a man. Do you know that we have lungs, kidneys, etc. inside our body? These organs are differ in all aspects like shape, structure and function. They are all made up of cells, isn't it? Then how they becomes different? They are all made up of cells, but they differ in shape, structure and function. Isn't it? How it is possible? Do you think that the cells of kidneys are similar to the cells of blood, which is always flowing? It will not. There are different types of cells in our body. Epithelial cells, muscle cells, nerve cells, blood cells are examples of different types of cells. So, our body is made up of different types of cells. Okay, am I right? Our body is made up of different types of cells. Let's discuss one by one. Firstly, blood cells. Blood contains three types of cells as red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets. The picture is a diagrammatic representation of blood flow through our blood vessels. Now this picture you can identify the three different types of blood cells. So now you can differentiate them from other cells, isn't it? So we conclude that blood cells mainly contains three types of cells: red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. The next one is cheek cells. You know very well that cheek cells are taken from our mouth. Cheek cells are examples of four epithelial cells which covers all over the body. The next picture shows the muscle cells. Muscles are made up of this type of cells. Next is neurons. Neurons or nerve cells. Our brain and spinal cord contains this type of cells. These are the longest cells in our body which connects together to pass the messages. The connection is shown in the next picture. Here comes our activity number 3. Draw the following cells and label cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. First one is blood cells, second one is cheek cell, third one is muscle cell and the fourth one is nerve cell. Okay, you can draw it in your science notebook. Okay. The red blood cells have no nucleus. The other types of cells all have a nucleus, cytoplasm and a cell membrane in common. That is, they are structurally similar. We conclude that growth takes place by the increase in the number of cells. Human body is made up of different types of cells, but they have certain common parts also. Okay, that's enough for today. Do your homeworks regularly. Rest in the next class.